Hello everyone, my name is Gracian and welcome to a little patch rundown of the Fear of the Lake major update for the last spell. Been very excited for this update and I just wanted to run through the patch notes for anybody who wanted to see this in sort of a video form. I'm going to focus on the biggest points on the patch notes just so you can see what kind of major changes are coming with this. There are a fair bit of them. So spoiler alert, if you don't want spoilers for the game, for the bosses and sort of the maps and that kind of stuff, some of the progression stuff, then this may not be the video for you. This is more for people who have played the game and are interested to see what kind of cool stuff is going to change and be added that hasn't been in the game before. So the biggest thing is Gildenberg now has a proper boss. So this is Alo, Seleno, and Ositho. So these are like these deranged undead harpy type creatures, and this looks spectacular. Look at the sprite work on that. Absolutely amazing. And then for Lakeburg, which has a new map, so we'll show that off in just a second, they've got this fantastic looking undead like sea serpent kind of creature. Really cool. I have no idea what these bosses are going to entail. This one's probably the simplest because it is on the easier map. This one's Tuzia. Wow, I can't even imagine what she does. That's going to be really, really cool. To her advantage, yes. So she uses it as a shield, uses water as a shield, causes destruction with tidal waves. Use her skull to smash heroes that get too close and her tail to wipe them out. Fantastic. God, I can't wait to see that. I'm going to replay Lakeburg just to see that. So Lakeburg got a huge update. So as you can see, for those of you who've been playing the game for years now, this is our old stomping grounds where we've spent most of our hours in the game in Lakeburg here with this sort of very almost symmetrical approach. Other than this lake here, I mean, mostly it was just kind of different shades of the same kind of gray. And the developers said that the reason that this used to be like this is because this was sort of an all-purpose map before they knew what direction they were going to be taking the game. Now that we have Gildenberg, Lakeburg, Glenwald with the different themes, they redesigned Lakeburg completely. I mean, look at this. Look at all the little bridges and derelict boats and stuff and all the little bits of water over here. Then there's a proper road leading into the town here. This is super, super cool and I can't wait. And I love how there's this main thoroughfare road here in the middle. And so you've got to kind of construct your buildings in these little pods on the outside here in these corners. That's super cool. I love that there's these vestige walls sort of, from a time long ago when this town was great, that that used to be walled in and much bigger than it is now. It's just a ruins now. Super cool. The other huge update is the shop rework. Now, there are a lot of aspects to this, but essentially, from what I'm gathering, everything about shopping and building the production buildings is going to just be better. So the shop now has sorting and filters, which is going to be fantastic because it's also going to have more items in it. One thing that they added is that now, as you unlock things in the meta progression, in the orichalcum, I think is how you say it, you dilute the pool of available items, right? So if you've unlocked pistols and bows and crossbows and rifles, etc., then every time you go to the shop, there are more and more items to draw from to fill the limited pool of available things you can purchase. What they've done is, as you unlock those meta progression items, those meta progression unlocks and weapon sets, the shop actually just increases in size. So you're not necessarily going to see everything, but now there's a way greater number of items you can find in the shop. So you're no longer being punished for increasing the quantity of things you can find. So that's really, really cool. They've also made it so that the really powerful items are going to cost a little bit more. That sounds fair to me. I was finding some absolutely insane mythic tier items for $50, in the late game when you have 700 gold lying around. That's probably makes sense. Hopefully not too expensive, because I do like that power fantasy of equipping your heroes with a bunch of incredible gear. Production buildings have also changed quite a bit, and that is a little bit further on down. I'm going to skip over the mist sensor thing. Construction now has these little filters as well, so you can see different types of things, defenses, structures, and then things that need repairing. So that's really cool. That's something I've wanted for so long, is the ability to quickly see what needs repaired. So let's see. So the again, spoilers, the Dryads have moved from Lakeburg to Glenwald, so you won't see these in Lakeburg anymore. The Shop now no longer has level upgrades. Instead, the shop will increase automatically over the course of the run, so you'll find better gear as you play that particular run. And then a really, really big change is the production buildings. So this will affect Armor Maker, Blacksmith, Bower, and Magic Shop. They now have shared upgrades. So instead of having to build an armor maker and then upgrade the quality of items they make, build a blacksmith, upgrade the quality of items they make, now there's a single upgrade that upgrades the quality of items you find in all shops. So that's really, really fantastic. It's probably more expensive, but at least you don't have to spend, in the long run, it's probably cheaper because you don't have to upgrade a bunch of different buildings. There's a little bit of changes to the way night rewards scale. I'm not going to go into that. Miss sensors... Reward reroll. So reward reroll by the seashore. So now you can re-roll the items that you're given after like production, and you can unlock that in the Orichalcum, and you can increase it to 3 total. So with some of your meta progression, like souls or tainted essence, I think. So that is great because there's so many times that I've used the shop and I've produced like 3 regular tier hats. Like, I don't need these, I need literally anything else. So now you have at least a little bit more control over that. You can re-roll until you find something better, or at least something more expensive to sell if you still don't get any upgrades. There's a little bit of balancing stuff here. I'm going to go through a little bit of this. Some of this is quite important. Gildenberg's going to be a little bit easier. Enemies are less spread out. The mist is further away, and there's slightly fewer enemies. So Gildenberg is truly the tutorial map now. It's a lot easier. There's only 3 sides to defend. The enemies have gotten easier, but now there is, of course, a proper boss at the end. Glenwald has better nightly rewards. Level up. This is important. When you re-rolled your stat choices on characters, you used to re-roll from 5 down to 3, then down to 1. Now it goes down to a minimum of 2 and continues staying at 2 when you re-roll. So you're no longer re-rolling down to a single choice. You always have a choice to make between 2 rather than you're just stuck with whatever you got. The inn is now cheaper, but it costs more to buy the heroes. I think this is great because the inn was kind of an investment. I found myself in the early mid-game not spending any money for a single night just so I could buy the inn and a hero the next night. So this is probably a welcome change. That's 70 gold you're going to save. The inn upgrade is reduced as well. The second inn upgrade has also reduced. So using the inn is cheaper, but getting those really high value heroes is a little bit more expensive. Increase the price of heroes in the inn, especially at higher levels. It was the case that you'd go into the inn and you'd see a level 3 hero for like 85 gold and a level 7 hero for like 115 gold. And you're like, well, obviously I'm just going to spend the extra little bit of money for a way stronger hero. But now it looks like there'll be a little bit more of a strategic choice there is how much money you want to invest in a hero. I'm probably still going to try to buy the best one I can, but we'll see what it looks like. Buying new mages if they're dead costs a little bit less. Reroll cost increased from 30 to 50 in the inn. So you're a little bit more stuck with what you got, but you will have more money from the upgrade and the purchase in the first place. Change the probability of a mage being available in the inn. It will take less days for one to appear. I did find that it was hard to get more magic characters from the inn, so that's pretty cool. I do like the mages quite a bit. And at higher levels, the inn won't show very low heroes anymore. That's fantastic. Nobody wants to hire a level 3 hero on night 10. So in the shop, weapons and armor are now cheaper than before, cost a bit more at higher levels. So again, those big red mythic level chest plates and stuff are going to be a little bit more expensive, but generally gear will be cheaper. And that's great. That's a great change because I found myself never buying crap items because I was just waiting for a good version. But now if they're cheaper, it might be more worth, slapping an unmodded leather hat on all of my characters if possible. Production buildings have some changes. So production buildings no longer produce when they are constructed. So item buildings no longer give a free production yield on construction. So that is huge. When you build it, you do not get an item right away. However, they will now automatically produce 10 passive production per day. So you will get an item every day instead of every other day if you do nothing. If you upgrade it, you get 10 and 10 again. So you can get 2-3 item productions a day if you so choose, but you'll never have that weird half value. With the worker actions, you now spend 2 workers to gain 10 production instead of 1 worker to get like 5 or something, I think it was. and then you can upgrade it to get 1 worker to spend 10 production. So you can still get that 1 worker makes an item, and you get 1 free item every day. You can still do that, but this seems way better to me. This seems like you can get more items and better quality items in the long run. The cost of building these production buildings has gone down a very small amount, 10 gold. I like that change. Non-upgraded production buildings give lower level items, so you're more encouraged to build the shops and then upgrade them and roll for better stuff rather than build it and just wait for luck to give you a great item. So now you can build the shops and leave them as is for a little while and just get some stuff to put on everybody, but if you want the good stuff, you're gonna have to do the upgrading now. This is a really big one. The magic circle health per mage has doubled. So if you have 2 mages, you will no longer have 100 health, you will have 200 health, which is huge because mid to late game, your enemies will be hitting the magic circle for 50 damage or more. So it kind of got to a point where I couldn't let even a single hit go through sometimes to the portal because the magic circle, because the health was so low. But now we have a much better buffer, and it's cheaper to replace those mages. So it looks like the game is a little more about the attrition of taking damage on the magic circle rather than them just getting a lucky dash and hit in there when you weren't expecting it. Because that was really frustrating to feel like you had everything under control, and then a crawler or a runner was hiding behind a building, runs over there and just slaps the magic circle and you die when you thought everything was fine. Now that'll be a little less likely to happen, so hopefully, and I'm guessing that because there's enemies, have been getting tougher and bosses have been being added for a couple of patches, so maybe this is just to help out with how difficult the game has become. The house upgrade has gone up from 60 to 80. That's kind of big. It was pretty common for me to just buy a house, upgrade it, plop those workers into gold and kind of net nothing. So now it's a little bit more of an investment here. But again, you are saving money in a lot of other places like the inn and the production workshops and stuff like that. Increased block on shields at early levels. I love this. Shields were never something I got on purpose for the most part because they just didn't have great stats at the early levels. But now slapping a shield on your character's offhand seems like it's going to be a better idea. I have no idea what the numbers are on this, but I'm excited about that. And then, of course, there are some bug fixes as well, but I'm not going to go through those. So I just wanted to do a quick little run through of all of the patch notes. I'd say the stuff I'm the most excited about is the shop and production building stuff, but obviously these bosses are big and flashy, and I can't wait to see these in the game. So thank you everybody so much for watching this patch rundown for the Fear of the Lake major update for the last spell. I hope you will check out my channel for my Let's Plays of the game. I have a Gildenberg tutorial, a old Lakeburg run, which should be going up soon, and then I'm going to start a new Lakeburg or Glenwald run today. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in my next series.